What's up guys, 69ManlyMan here, and today we're going to be doing book time again, Parent Agency to chapter 3 to chapter 4, so let's get to it. Chapter 3. Having broken his resolution never to recognise their sisterly entity, Barry thought he might as well kick them under the table, his feet being free-floating were well placed for this. Last time Barry had kicked his sisters, he had lost his pocket money for a week, but seeing as that was only 75p, he reckoned it was just about worth it, and he had actually swung his feet back in readiness to swing them forward towards their dainty little shins when his dad said, "Were you talking about your birthday party again?" Barry let his feet swing back to their midway point. "Yes." "Oh, okay, well, it's all sorted." Barry's heart lifted at this. His dad was really going to organise the car and the casino and the gadgets and everything. Geoff smiled at him, revealing his yellow-bottom teeth, and bent down the rummage in his IKEA bag. One of those enormous blue ones made out of, as far as Barry could make out, a tent. His dad always had one to hand. "I was going to save this a surprise for the day, but you've forced it out of me." He sat up again, holding a DVD title with the title Casino Royale. "What's that?" said Barry. "What do you mean, what's that?" It's James Bond film, one of the most famous." Come on, Barry. I thought you of all the people would know that." His dad handed it over. On the front cover was a man with a pencil-thin moustache who sort of looked like James Bond, but not one Barry had ever seen before. It wasn't Sean Connery or Roger Moore or George Lazenby or Timothy Dalton or Pierce Brosnan, and it especially wasn't Daniel Craig, who Barry knew was in Casino Royale. "And I'm not just going to put it on the DVD player. We've got a protector at work that I can borrow, and we can protect it on the living room wall. That's probably white enough if we shut the curtains really tight. Although we never close completely in that room, so do they, Susan?" "Oh well, it'd probably be all right anyway. I thought that would be a great thing to do at your party." Barry looked up. "What? That's it, huh? No casino, or a car, or tuxedo, or gadgets." "Susan, what's he on about?" "I knew it. I knew you weren't listening." Barry, calm down," said his mum. "And this isn't even the proper Casino Royale?" His dad frowned. "It isn't?" "No." Barry turned it round, reading off the back. "An all-star cast spoof the James Bond films in this hilarious 1960s comedy. 007 has never been so funny. It's a joke version. It makes fun of the whole thing." Oh, Geoff. Joff," said Barry's mum. "You haven't gone and got the one with David Niven on it?" "I don't know, Susan. I just went for the cheaper one on Amazon." "Duh," said Barry, and then realised he started to do the whole two-syllable thing again. Seeming the sisterly Enity look at him eagerly, as if willing him to do it, Barry made a fatal mistake, which was to just repeat the first syllable again. "Da," he said. I beg your pardon," said TSE, one grinning madly. "Did you say da? "I think he did, Ginny," said TSE too. He said da like a baby trying to say his first words to its da. I didn't. Shut up. Barry, don't tell your sister to shut up," said his mum sharply. Still no sign of her head above the dishwasher though. "Does Diddums want his Danny from his dada? Or does he want Dada to change his nap?" "OK, Ginny. K, that's enough," said Joff. Although not very strictly, and like he was trying not to smile, but Barry, that's enough complaining too." "No, it isn't. I hate you." "Oh, do you?" Yes, and Mum." And suddenly a feeling that had been welling up inside Barry since his dad had closed the door on Jake and Taj and Lucas just before tea, but in another way for much longer than that, maybe ever since he'd understood that, unfortunately, his name was Barry, a feeling that he wanted to both cry and shout and break something all at the same time exploded out of him. "I hate you because you're boring and tired all the time and always telling me off for nothing and saying that's a swear when all I've done is say bum." "Barry, that's a swear," said his mum. "No, it isn't. And because you're so much nicer to them, he pointed at TSE. They both grinned at the same time. Than to me." And because Barry realised by now that he was doing the list in his bedroom, he decided to miss out numbers 8 and 9, not being glamorous or being poor, since even in his rage he knew that they might just sound a bit too horrible out loud, especially as loud as he was speaking now. "And you never ever make my birthday really good." There was a short pause after he shouted this. Then the sisterly Enity one said, "Write that down, Ginny." "I'm writing it down, Kay." "Right," said Barry's dad. "Well, if that's how you feel, we won't have a screening of Casino Royale on your birthday." "Great!" shouted Barry, and he threw the DVD across the room. It spun around in the air as it was made its way towards the sink area. Barry was secretly quite proud of that throw. His wrists had flicked sharply as he'd realised the disc like an Olympic discus champion. "Barry!" his dad shouted so loudly that for the first time this dinner time, Barry's mum looked up from the dishwasher just in time to be hit in the eye by a copy of Casino Royale starring David Niven. "Ow!" she shouted, falling backwards onto the site again. Barry heard a bump. Then one of the egg timers, the red one, fell off the kitchen counter and smashed. "Uh-oh," he thought. "Right, Barry, that's it. Go to your room," said his dad, pointing upstairs, stupidly, really, as Barry knew the way. "All right, I will," Barry shouted back, and because he was a little frightened by now, he ran out of the kitchen as fast as he could, swerving at the last minute to avoid the bits of glass and sand from the egg timer which were sprinkled all over the floor. Okay guys, that's it for today. So we're now on chapter 4. So that's it for today. See you guys next time. Bye.